Here in Kansas, we're super excited to introduce you to the new CVI drafts and templates section. It can be found here on your home screen. You can also access any part of your VET-CVI account up here in your menu section up in the upper left-hand corner. You can go to your CVI drafts and templates here as well. I'm going to go ahead and click into this. I've set up some drafts and templates for us to look at. I just want to tell you one thing. A draft is merely a draft. You can put information in, you can save it as a draft. It will be available to edit at any time. A template is hard, fast information. For instance, the consignee information, if you want to put something into place, you can do that at any time. I think this is especially valuable for small and large animals. If you have particular, in a small animal case, breeders or kennels that you utilize a lot and you send animals to on a regular or a routine basis, your drafts template section is extremely valuable. One of the things that I recommend to everybody is if you do have large or small animals, say for instance from a market or again kennels or breeders that you send animals out of on a routine basis, you can go ahead and get just the basic information put into a draft, and then that is available to edit at any time. I'm going to show you just a couple examples of what we can do. I went ahead this morning and set up a large animal. I had the market facilities in mind, but you could use breeders or whatever the case may be. I'm going to go ahead and click on my draft. And as I proceed through my draft, you'll notice I've not put in an inspection date. You can leave that blank because you're going to have to drop an inspection date in if you set this up as a template. I'm going to hit next. This is what it's going to tell you. There's required fields, and yes, you want to proceed. I'm going to have my market information set up. Again, you can put an email address in. If you do that, your CVI, when you complete a CVI, will go directly to that particular market. You always want to do the same thing we did before and hit same as above to complete the information in the bottom. Say, for instance, I'm going to Joe Angus. I'm going to go ahead and put my consignee information in. I can either put NA for not applicable in a first name and a last name and just include a business name. You do have to go ahead and drop in an address, say a city, a state will automatically default to Kansas unless you're going out of state. Your zip code, you do not have to put a county in. You can if you want to. And if you don't have a phone number, that's fine, but you have to have information in this section. For those that don't have a phone number or a valid email address, I merely just enter zeros or one in the phone number. The system is not smart enough to recognize it's not a valid phone number, but it is smart enough to recognize when you don't have the information in here. And I hit same as above. Now what I can do is I can go up in the upper right hand corner. This floppy disk is your draft. I can go ahead and save this as a draft. And then if I want to go back to my draft section, I go up here in my upper left hand corner. I go down to my CVI drafts and templates. And there is my draft set up for Joe Angus. Now here's another cool deal. You can actually take this draft. If you have your consignee, consignor information in, you don't want to put in animal information in at the current time. I'm going to actually save this as a template. So here's what I'm going to do. I know I have my consignor, consignee information in. I'm going to go up here to this little red button above, and I'm going to click on this. It's going to give me a notification that they're going to convert this draft to a template. It says this is not reversible. Proceed. I want to say yes. Now, if I go back to my draft and templates section, I actually have a template set up. You'll see in the template section that it does say template, and they always start with a T number. T24KS is what they're always going to start with. So I have a template set up from my market to Joe Angus. That is going to be available every time I want to do a CVI from my market to Joe Angus. All I have to do then is go over here to the right. I'm going to click on the two rectangles on top of each other. I'm going to go ahead and create a new CVI from my template. I'm going to hit yes. It's going to open this information up. If you're ready to do the new CVI, you can merely put in the inspection date. You do not have to hit a shipment date. You can go up here to the little three dots, pop up your menu section, go down to your species class page. If these are feeder cattle, you're going to go ahead and just enter. I'm going to go ahead and click on cattle beef. You're going to enter your general information. I'm going to enter a group of steers. So I'm going to hit my neutered male. I'm going to go 10 months of age. I'm going to go group. My head count is 95. These are Angus feeder steers. And down in my value section, I still have to have something, and I can just put Angus feeder steers again, or you can put a head count. I can put an average weight, 750 pounds, and I'm going to hit save. If I know that that's the information, if I have the right information, I'm ready to go ahead. I'm going to hit next. I can review my CVI. It's going to pop up here. It's being just a little slow here this morning. I can scroll down through as long as I don't see any information highlighted in red, which I do not at this time. I've got my Angus steers in here, 95, average weight is 750 pounds. I hit next. I'm going to certify that this is correct. I can preview it if I want to and actually look at a copy of my CVI just like you did the last time. And then, come on, preview. It's going to open here. I can take my preview. It opened on a different screen. It shows me I have a draft. Everything looks good to me. I could go ahead and close that draft, and then I certified, and I can hit submit. Now, another cool thing about this, I'm going to go back to my draft and template section. I can go ahead and click back into my drafts or templates. And if I want to take, say, another draft, or I want to copy another template, or if I'm not seeing what I want, I have the capability now in this section to search for my template or draft. You merely click in the box. You can search by participant name, business name, first name, last name. You can click all of your information under your draft section, whether it be a draft or a template, and you can even sort descending date, ascending date. I'm going to search all, so I'm just going to leave everything blank. I'm going to I'm going to search by my descending created date. If I hit search, it's going to pull up exactly what I've done. Now, I do have an inspection date in this was my template that I copied, my Joe Angus. I went ahead and had dropped my inspection date in. This is the one I did not complete and certify. But if I want to do, say for instance, if I want to do a small animal CVI, I have a draft here that I set up. I do not have an inspection date in it. I can go ahead, I can either copy that draft and leave that draft there, or I can click into that draft. Again, I don't have an inspection date in here. I do have consignor and consignee information in here, but I don't have any animal information in here. So I can go ahead and save this as a template after I verify it has the information I need. Now again, no inspection date, no animal information. Everything looks good to me. I've got things above and below. I can save this as a template, and then I'm ready to go the next time. Now, if I want to take this draft and I want to enter some other destination information in here and save it as a template. Remember, I'm coming from the best kennel ever to the worst kennel ever. But say I want to enter Paw Prints as my business name. All I have to do is change my business name to Paw Prints. I can change my address if my fingers will work this morning. I can go city, state, zip, make sure I have a phone number in here, scroll down, hit same as above, and then I can go next, and I can enter my carrier information. I can enter my animal information. I can save this now as a draft. Then I can go back to my draft template section, and I'm going to have a template set up now for Paw Prints, best kennel ever, and it's ready to go as a template. Again, the search functionality is really, really cool. I can search all my drafts. If I see the draft that I want, and I already have my inspection date set in stone, I can just go back to that draft, add my animal information, and I'm ready to go. If I want to use one of my templates, I apologize. There, they're pulling up for me. I can go into one of my templates. I can merely just copy that template, and away I go again. I actually did a market here a couple weeks ago, and she went ahead and we set up drafts for her, but we just had the market information in there. And so I actually just took that market information. I saved that as a draft. I did not have any destination or consignee information. And then she went ahead and did several drafts from that single draft, and went from there. Again, the new CVI draft and template information is very valuable, especially if you send to the same place from the same consignor on various occasions. This is a really cool tool that you can use. And that's the end of our new CVI draft template section.